Hey everybody, I've got an unbox and assembly today, a detailed assembly for you. This is the, and I hope I'm saying this right, Joyure, Joyure, little 5-piece outdoor furniture set. Uh, I got 2 chairs, a love seat, and the sofa. And today I'm going to, while I'm unboxing, I'm going to assemble. This is the sofa. Oh, and a fire table. Really a pretty good value. I paid $7.99 for it from Amazon plus tax. So I felt like it was a pretty good value, and I like it. I mean, there's one little thing that came up during the assembly, and I'll get to that shortly. I'm going to speed through most of this, because I don't want to just bore you to death with minute details. The instructions are clear. You can see all the parts are labeled A, B, C, D, and it seems easy to follow. All right, step one, um, A, B, D, D. So we're going to put these 2 sections together, an A to a D and a B to a D. And you can see these pieces are marks. There's a little sticky here. It's D. I found actually 4 of these in the kit. So there's 2 D's, and then this here, an A here, and then there's a B here. So those are the parts. Now we just need to put them together. I say we, I mean me. Put them together, illustrated, and also you can see the WSST, and that refers back to the parts diagram here. Basically, screws, washers, nuts, shims and washers. It says how many. There's 6 of these, 74 of those, 34 of those, and so forth. All this is really done with a spanner. I call these Allen. I've always called these Allen wrenches, and a little wrench. I'm not going to use the Allen wrench that came with the kit. I've got a nice flexible one that's a little easier to work with. Okay, so here we go. I guess all the screws and washers are in this little box. It's the only little item that looks like it might be some parts. Let's get these out and see what we got here. Push that out of the way. Little braces. Well, M6 by 45, so that'll refer back to the instructions. Oh, look, it's a little ratcheting. Oh, that's nicer than I thought. I mean, it just, in the diagram, it just had a little inner hexagon spanner Allen wrench, but this is actually a ratcheting, which you flip this and that changes the direction in and out. So that's nice. I mean, I use this kind of a thing. It's because it's flexible and it's ratcheting. You change this. This is a Stanley tool and a flexible end. Clearly, there's no reason for you to buy one, but I already have it from other things I've done over the years. Let's see, what else we got in here? Oh well, see, there's what I was expecting. Wrench, bunch of little parts in there. Okay, let's get back on time lapse and just start in the A to D and B to D. The assembly's pretty straightforward. You notice I have using a yardstick there. That's going to come back up in a little bit. I had one problem with this kit, and I'll be talking about that. But really, I think it's pretty straightforward. I've got a couple of tips I'm going to drop in here, and then I'll a little bit more time lapse, and I'll explain the problem that I had. It's if you don't have these kind of little bins, old medicine bottles work just great for storage like that. I have a considerable amount of medicine bottles around. And something else, I'm not tightening these down because you see these slots, these are not round holes, they're slots. And the idea is that during assembly, you can move this stuff around just a little bit, and to get things to fit. So you don't want to tighten down these screws until things are all fitted together. This kind of a slotted drill will allow you to move things around. Okay, back to it. So I'm about to run into the problem that just came back to bite me later on. Embarrassing redo here. So as I was trying to fit this next piece on the part C, it wasn't lining up correctly. And now that I am going back to this drawing, I can see that you see how this is inset here? That shouldn't be that way. That should be perfectly aligned with the edge. So I've put this piece, I've assembled it incorrectly. This piece needs to be over. So, all right, so I'm going to take these off, put them back on, and then we'll go forward from there. No big deal. Okay, so I've got the part A and part D aligned with the edge here, and the gap over here. Can you see that? Is that in frame? There's a gap here. But I don't think this is entirely on me. I'm going to just defend myself a little bit here. As you saw, I measured this distance. This is 3.5 inches, and this is 4 inches, which in the instructions, maybe I can zoom in on this. You can see it says shorter, longer, but I actually now have the shorter side over here, and it aligns. And when I look at this drawing, it does indicate the shorter side on the left, and but down here, when you look at the actual drawing, not the text, that distance is it's wider here than it is on that in this isometric, fancy word there. I mean, three-dimensional projection. So that drawing makes me think that the shorter side goes on the left, but it really doesn't. So anyway, no big deal. It's aligned now, and we're going to move on to the next part. So continuing on, we'll just walk through the instructions, check everything, put them in there, and I'm not actually tightening that stuff down. I'm just getting it snug fits, and I'm going to move the pieces over to the floor as I get them done, because you can't have the whole big sofa up on that table. I like working up on a workbench, but for this you will have to. It is a bit of a strain on your back, so there's that. Here we go. We're down on the ground now. Well, I've run into a bit of a problem here. So you can see that gap, and I mean, I might be able to pull it together by tightening that screw down. That'd be a lot more strain on that screw than I would want. But the issue really is this hole doesn't align. Even with the slots, you can see it's just not aligned. And if that's not aligned, then this front is not going to work out well. That is supposed to be back so that when this piece front comes in, it's a smooth transition. And I mean, the E piece, that's this little guy here, is supposed to fit on front with these I don't know what you call those, but it's a blind nut. It's welded onto that frame, and it won't. It's going to stick out. It's not. So I'm not going to like that. So I'm going to take and get the back aligned, and if I have to, I'll just drill through this until I can get an alignment on the edge. Really, I'm surprised, really. I mean, I keep thinking I've got something incorrect here. That's why I put it on the ground to try to shake it around, but it looks correct. So, um, so anyway, that's what I'm going to do. So I've got the seat in part D, and it's all aligned back here, but that's a considerable misalignment, and I'm surprised. You can, I put the little gray white lines on there. The front is aligned now as I would expect it. Those pieces go in. The front is flush as you would expect. I'm a little bit out of line here. This should go down a little bit. Same back here, this should go down just a little bit. But I can adjust that with the slots. But this, yeah, I can't know if I can see that, but that's just not going to work. I'm going to continue on and then come back to this at the end. I'm sure that I'm going to be drilling a hole. See how this aligns on this side. Yeah, it's all as I expected it to be. The little blind bolt and the nuts are in there. Okay, 2 little brackets. These are reinforcement brackets, so I'll just get that in. Still thinking about whether I should drill that hole or not. All right, and then the same will go over on this side. I've tightened everything down now. It's pretty good. So that's the frame underneath, and then top, all lines. Yeah, it's good. Seams are good. Top's good. So I'll work out that. I'll get the drill out and drill a couple of. Just need to drill those holes out down there. So looked at earlier. Just light. Just need to drill down through there. Top on the left and right side. Get those 4 bolts in, and then I'll be ready for the legs. I've got the holes through there. I don't like this one little bit. I keep thinking, what did I not put together right? But as far as I can tell, it's done correctly. But I had to move that hole over a good ½ inch, and you can see I also had to drill right between the little nylon or plastic weave, and of course that will weaken it. So anyway, that's what I did. Please feel free to comment. You dummy, you should have just done this. Okay, so down to the last few steps. These go on 2 screws. Well, there's 2 screws to that one, and the ones in the middle will have. Well, of course, they're straight. That's a straight piece. Back here, straight piece. So it'll be in the corner, and then along the side, and then 2 screws go down through here. And of course, that's slotted too. And then on the top are these little buttons, little skid buttons. Okay, so let's put that back on time lapse and do that. So just walk around and get the legs on there, and you notice I've got my cordless out now. Just kind of, I'm tired. It's been a few hours by this point. Doing a video really adds to the clock time, but it's coming together nicely, and I'm very happy with this. So this next part, I really don't know if there's an easy way to do this. Feel free to comment on this. The idea is to get these huge pieces of foam inside these covers. What I'll do is, it's just this one side that's open. I have to take, I guess this one is still vacuum packed. So I broke the seal on those. I don't know. Anyway, try to get them in there and then curl them over, push them all the way in and let them expand out or something like that. Anyway, we'll get it done. It really didn't take as long as I thought it was going to. I just doubled those over, pushed them in, and just worked at it a little bit, and it was fine. I was dreading doing this step. I don't like stuffing pillows into pillowcases, that kind of stuff, but it's all fine, and it's good foam. Well, that's the assembly. Thank you for staying all the way to the end, and I hope there was some part of this that is of value to you. I just put these videos up hoping that they're of value to the internet. I've always enjoyed making little films. I mean, I've been doing that since I was working with 8mm back, 5 decades ago. And now that YouTube's here, I thought, well, what can I do for YouTube? Well, maybe I can kind of show off some little tips I've learned over the years, assembling things I've, like building an airplane. Oh my gosh, I had to learn so much, or got to learn so much. It's very fortunate to be able to do something like that in my life. Of course, because of my medical, I can't fly anymore, but I can still enjoy doing little home do-it-yourself, and like putting this little inexpensive little outdoor sofa together. So I think the idea is these pillows go some zippers probably down. They're all wrinkled up, of course, but that'll straighten up over time. I'm pretty happy with the way this looks. It also came with a cover. Where's the cover? Oh, here it is. So when it's not in use, you can put this cover over it to keep the rain out, or lessen the amount of rain. But it's pretty good, I think. So I got this. Maybe I didn't say. I got the sofa, love seat, and 2 chairs. So that's 5 pieces. Plus I got the fire table. So that's 6 pieces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pieces. So I guess it's a 5-piece set. A chair, love seat, 2 chairs, love seat, and then this sofa with this, cushions and everything. It's plastic that looks like wicker. I think right around $800, tax and everything delivered. So it's a pretty sweet deal. I think we're really lucky to get something like this for that gazebo. By the way, I've got the little assembling gazebo videos out there. Please feel free to watch those. That was quite a project. I didn't get much on the concrete, but I got quite a bit of the wood assembly part. That's it for this video. thank you. Like and subscribe. Make a comment. YouTube, the YouTube algorithms really love it when you make comments. They, as I said before, they they consider it a more important or valuable video if somebody is actually making comments. So it'll boost it up. We'll get many more views. Take care, everyone.